Hello, geeky friends. Welcome to our rapid review of Project Power. What would happen if a new drug hit the streets? Not very original. What if that drug gave you superpowers?
For 5 minutes.
It's a little better. 5 minutes, that's even better. What if it could just kill you instantly and it's a total Russian roulette? That's more interesting. All right, let's go with this. So it's an interesting premise. How did they pull it off, though?
Story and writing. What did you rate it?
Why do I always have to start?
Well, okay, you always...
I haven't thought this through. So the story is... I like the story. I like the premise, obviously. I think the writing was good. I don't know if it's just the acting taking a regular script and running with it, or the directing, and etc., or if it's just really good writing. I think it's certainly an interesting premise. I think it is pretty decent writing. I gave it 7 just now.
I gave it a 6. I thought it was a good action movie, and it was written, I thought, pretty decent.
This isn't one of those scripts where I'm going to be doing monologues out of it because I'm so enthralled with.
Only I feel like they could have came up with a better name for the drug. Power. I don't know. I felt like it was like...
You're marketing drugs. Go with keep it simple, stupid.
I guess.
KISS method.
Yep. You know what you're getting. You're getting power.
Power instead of might kill you.
Acting. How did you rate it?
I'm going to give this an 8. Largely Jamie Foxx and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's a young dude. He has such an old dude's name that it's thrown me off for years. But Jamie Foxx, gritty, dark, ran away with it. Oddly, and you noticed this too, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, you'd think would be the more serious of the two characters, and he was somewhat more of the more comedic in how he portrayed this character or how the character was written. So it was an interesting little change up there, I think, as to your expectations. And it was, I mean, those two guys can't go wrong. And everybody else who you don't necessarily know their names, very good as well. Across the board. The acting is definitely a strength on this one.
I gave it a 7.5. And for the same reasons. We talked about the Joseph guy playing kind of the comedic relief.
The Robin
throughout.
that never was. You know if you know.
And the Jamie Foxx, he was very serious in this, but he played it well. I liked it.
He was Denzel Man on fire in this one.
There you go. Yeah.
Literally.
Directing and editing.
I've got to give it... Oh, wait, I didn't give my score for acting, did I? 8 for acting. Directing and editing. I'm going to say 7 again. It's hard to tell how much of this was script, how much of this was amazing acting, how much of it was director-driven. It's really hard to tell. But it definitely didn't hamstring it. So, did I say 7? Yeah, so 8 for acting, 7 for directing and editing. The pace was pretty quick. It kept moving. It did not lose you.
I gave it a 6.5. Just because there were some choppiness of like hardcore action and then softness and then kind of back and forth at certain points. But other than that, I thought it moved really smoothly.
Yeah, I mean, how do you avoid that? It's action and then you can't just be going nonstop. I mean, this isn't John Wick. And even then, there's some slow moments with dogs dying, which is really bad. No spoilers for that. I just spoiled. Hey, it's in the first few minutes. It's not that much of a spoiler.
Visual arts. What did you think about it?
It had a solid tone. There's something about a movie that has a solid tone throughout, that takes you into a world and shows you that world through that lens that is consistent. So I had that set theme, interesting cinematography, fight scenes were done well. Everything contributed to creating this very gritty world and it all helped the story. And at the end of the day, if you help the story, you're doing good. Did I score it? I'm going to score it a 7. Hopefully I didn't say a different number before.
I gave this a 6.5. Most dark movies, you get too dark and you can barely see the actors or see what's going on. This kept it real light. You could see everything, but it was still that gritty feel. The only thing I would like to see more of was the special powers. It just showed it in the action scenes, what these people's special powers, and I don't know, I felt like it needed more. I wanted more showcase.
Picture Zombieland done, or Project Power done Zombieland style, with weird expositions and side scenes with people doing power stuff. That's not necessarily what I want, but it popped into my head. You're welcome.
Technical arts. What did you think of it?
You gotta stop asking me the same question every time. You know what I thought of it? Knowing is half the battle. It's not a catchphrase. We're not doing this.
Okay.
So technical arts, I would say they served the story entirely. The sets, the sound design, everything. It all rolled in together really well, which says to me maybe really good direction in that everybody was on the same page. So maybe I should bump the director's score up just a little bit there. But technical arts, it all served the story, and it served the story well. From costumes, I mean, the whole deal. So I would give it at least a 7.5.
I give it the same score. I loved the music in it. I felt like it really, during those quiet moments, it really intensified and it brought you in.
You cannot overstress how important sound design is in score. It'll make or break a movie. Boy, when I think about Interstellar, I think about the music. Hans Zimmer, I mean, come on.
I thought it flowed really well altogether. One neat little package. Well,
So my overall score is going to be a 8 overall. Maybe an 8.5. I don't know. It's kind of between that watch and must watch. I think if you're into the things I'm into, it might slip into must watch. If you're not into things I'm into, I might be like, give it a shot. You might want to watch it.
I give it a 7.5. I think mostly because I am not a huge action fan person. So if you really like action, it's a pretty good action movie. It had a great storyline and it was wrapped up all neat and had a good closing.
Not every movie can be a romantic comedy.
No.